Ayo, tell me y'all ain't ready for this level of drama. Just when we thought the Mendeecees Kirk Yandy mess couldn't get any wilder, boom. A scandal so big, so messy, it's got Kirk threatening Mendeecees like he's about to throw hands for real. Now, y'all already know how messy Mendeecees is, but this is next level betrayal. Because word on the street is, Kirk just found out about a sophisticating affair that could wreck everything. And guess who's caught up in it? Yandy. Yep, Yandy. Why? Now I got QESD I have on us. Is Kirk really about to step to Mendeecees over this? Is this affair even real or just another industry setup? And most importantly, how is Rashida reacting to all this? Cause y'all know she don't play when it comes to her man. This tea is too hot to sip slowly, so grab your popcorn, cause we're about to break it all down. From the leaked secrets to the backstage threats that got Kirk ready to risk it all. Stay locked in, cause this one, it's wild. Y'all, this right here is the kind of drama that love and hip-hop fans live for. This ain't just another cheating rumor, this is full-blown betrayal, friendships crumbling, and a secret so shocking that even the most unbothered reality stars are out here losing their minds. Because when Kirk Frost found out what went down between Mendeecees and Yandy, he snapped. And this wasn't just a little argument or some side-eye situation. Kirk was out for blood. Word on the street is, Mendeecees better watch his back because Kirk is not letting this slide. Now, if you've been keeping up with love and hip-hop, you already know that Kirk and Rashida's marriage has been through hell and back. From side babies to public humiliation, Kirk has done everything in his power to destroy Rashida's trust, yet somehow, she always finds a way to hold their marriage together. And honestly, that's her business. But this time, this ain't about Kirk messing up. This is about someone doing him dirty, and that changes everything. For the longest time, Kirk and Mendeecees had what you could call a respectful distance. They weren't exactly best friends, but they weren't enemies either. Just two men in the same messy industry, moving in the same messy circles, keeping their drama separate. Or so we thought. Because behind the scenes, it looks like Mendeecees was getting a little too close for comfort, and when Kirk found out, all hell broke loose. Before we even get into Kirk's explosive reaction, let's talk about what exactly set him off. Because this ain't just some little misunderstanding. This is a whole scandal that's been brewing under the surface for months. It all started when people began noticing that Mendeecees and Yandy were spending a lot of time together, more than usual. And at first, folks brushed it off. After all, Yandy and Mendeecees have always had a business dynamic. She's the type to make power moves, handle her man's affairs, and keep things professional. But baby, when the streets start talking, you know something's up. And what the streets were saying was that these meetings weren't just business. Now, if this had been anyone else, Kirk might not have even cared. Let's be real, he's been the cheater before. He knows how these things go. But the reason Kirk lost his mind over this is because this wasn't just about a cheating scandal. This was about Mendeecees sneaking behind Kirk's back, getting way too close to Yandy, and making moves that had everyone questioning his loyalty. And loyalty, that's everything. The worst part is, Kirk wasn't just running on rumors, he had proof. And that's where things take a shocking turn. Because according to sources, Kirk didn't just hear about what was happening, he saw it. And when I tell you he snapped, woo! Apparently, Kirk got his hands on some solid receipts, text messages, late-night phone calls, and even some cozy-looking pictures of Yandy and Mendeecees. And baby, when Kirk saw those, he was ready to risk it all. Now let's pause right here, because you already know Kirk ain't the type to sit back and let things play out. He's always been the type to act first, think later, and when he feels like someone is disrespecting him, he takes it personally. So when Kirk saw those messages, he wasted no time. Sources say he immediately pulled up on Mendeecees. No warning, no phone call, just straight-up confrontation. And when I tell you Mendeecees was not ready for it, woo! Now, y'all know how these love and hip-hop stars move. They love a good screaming match, but when it comes to throwing hands, that's usually where they draw the line. But this was a whole different energy. Kirk was on 10. Witnesses say he was pacing back and forth, throwing out threats, making it very clear that he knew everything. And the craziest part? Mendeecees had no idea Kirk had found out. And this is where it gets even messier. Because instead of denying it, Mendeecees allegedly tried to flip the script, talking about how Kirk had no right to be mad when he's been caught up in cheating scandals his whole marriage. And that was the wrong move. because Kirk was not trying to hear it. Kirk got so heated that security had to step in. And Mendeecees? Oh, he was shook, because at that point, he knew he was caught. But wait, here's the twist nobody saw coming. Just when you thought this story couldn't get any messier, it does. Because while Kirk was out here losing his mind over Mendeecees and Yandy, there was another name being whispered in the mix. And when this part of the story came out, it changed everything. Because according to even more sources, Mendeecees wasn't the only one sneaking around. Somebody else had been moving real funny too. And when Kirk found out, boo-hoo. Let's just say things got even messier. And trust me, y'all are not ready for what happened next. Now, just when Kirk thought he had all the answers, the drama took a turn that nobody saw coming. Because while he was out here ready to go to war over Yandy and Mendeecees, somebody else had been making moves in the background. And that somebody was none other than Kendra. Yep, you heard that right. Kendra, Kirk's supposed ally, the woman married to his so-called friend Mendeecees, was not as innocent in all of this as people originally thought. And when Kirk found out what she had been up to, woo, if y'all thought he was mad before, this next part is about to blow your mind. See, while Kirk was out here running up on Mendeecees, talking about loyalty and betrayal, there were whispers, quiet little conversations happening behind the scenes about how Kendra had been involved in this mess wave before Yandy even came into the picture. At first, it didn't make sense. How could Kendra be connected to this drama? Wasn't she the one always playing the supportive wife? Always standing by Mendeecees' side? That's what everybody thought. Until the receipts started coming out. And baby, these weren't just rumors. Apparently, there were messages, long, explicit conversations between Kendra and Mendeecees that had been going on for months. And when I say explicit, I mean the kind of stuff that will make you clutch your pearls. Now let's pause right here because this changes everything hang. Up until this point, Kirk thought he was just dealing with a simple cheating scandal. A little sneaky link situation between Mendeecees and Yandy. But now, this wasn't just about Yandy anymore. This was way bigger. Because this wasn't just about one betrayal, it was about multiple betrayals. And when Kirk put two and two together, he realized that he had been played. Think about it. Kirk had been out here fighting, throwing threats, ready to risk it all for Rashida's honor, thinking that Yandy had done him dirty. But meanwhile, Kendra had been creeping around with Mendeecees behind Roy Beauty's back. And the worst part, Kendra had been lying about it the whole time. Now let's really break this down because the details in this mess are wild. Apparently, Kendra and Mendeecees' little secret thing didn't just happen overnight. Sources say it started out real casual, flirty conversations, playful messages, nothing too crazy. But then, things escalated. Late-night meetups, private hotel bookings, business trips that weren't really about business at all. And y'all, when I tell you the receipts were damning, I mean damning. We're talking screenshots of messages where Mendeecees was out here talking about how he felt trapped in his marriage, how Kendra understood him in a way Yandy never did. And Kendra, she wasn't innocent in this either. She was out here telling Mendeecees how she'd always had a thing for him, how she wished things were different, how she thought they should have been together a long time ago. Yikes. So now, imagine Kirk. He thought he had this whole situation figured out. He thought Mendeecees was the only one moving dirty. But now, his own so-called ally was in the mix too. And that was the final straw. Kirk was done playing nice. At this point, it wasn't just about confronting Mendeecees anymore. It was about exposing everybody. And when I tell you Kirk went scorched earth, I mean he did not hold back. He started making calls, pulling up on people, demanding answers. And you already know the love and hip-hop cameras were rolling because this was reality TV gold. First stop, Rashida. Now listen, Rashida has been through a lot. She has stood by Kirk through some of the most humiliating moments in reality TV history. But this was different. Because this time, it wasn't Kirk who was messing up. This time, he was the victim. And when Kirk sat Rashida down and told her everything, she was speechless. She didn't yell. She didn't throw anything. She just sat there shaking her head. Because at this point, she was tired. But the real question was, what was Kendra going to say? Because up until now, Kendra had been playing innocent, acting like she was shocked about the Yandy and Mendeecees drama. But baby, when she found out that her name was about to be dragged into this mess too, She panicked. And that's where things really popped off. Because instead of owning up to it, Kendra tried to lie. She started telling people Kirk was making things up, that the receipts were fake, that Mendeecees was the one chasing her and not the other way around. But baby, the evidence said otherwise. And Kirk, he was not having it. That's when he pulled out the voice recordings. Yep, you heard that right. Because apparently, Kirk had more than just messages. He had audio recordings of Kendra and Mendeecees talking about sneaking around, lying to Yandy, and planning to keep everything quiet. And when Kendra heard those recordings, her face went pale, because now there was no way out. At this point, things were too far gone. There was no fixing this, no talking it out, no spinning the story. Mendeecees was caught. Kendra was caught. Everybody was caught. And you already know what happened next. The internet exploded. Fans went crazy. Social media was flooded with reactions. People were picking sides, making memes, calling Kendra the biggest liar in LHH history. And then Yandy found out. And that, my friends, is where this story takes its final and most SHOCKing twist yet. Because when Yandy found out the full truth, not just about Mendeecees and Kendra, but about everything, she did something that nobody saw coming. And trust me when I tell you, y'all are not ready for what happened next. When Yandy found out the full truth, not just about Mendeecees and Kendra, but about everything, something inside her snapped. See, up until this point, Yandy had been quietly dealing with the drama. She had seen the rumors, she had heard the whispers, but she hadn't spoken on it. Maybe she thought it would blow over. Maybe she didn't want to believe it. But when Kirk pulled out those receipts, when she saw Kendra's name all up in this mess, baby, that was the moment Yandy decided she was done being quiet. And let me tell you, she did not go out like a victim. Because instead of crying, instead of playing the hurt wife, Yandy did something that had everybody's jaw on the floor. She flipped the script. She said, "Oh, y'all want to play games? Cool, let's play." And that's when she did something that shook Mendeecees to his core. She leaked his own dirt before anybody else could. Yep, you heard that right. Before the internet could run wild with the scandal, before Mendeecees could try to spin the story, Yandy went full savage mode. She got on Instagram Live, looking straight into the camera, and said, "Since everybody want to talk, let's talk. Since y'all want to be messy, let's be messy. Y'all want to hear the truth. Fine, here it is." And what she said next had the internet on fire. Because Yandy didn't just confirm the rumors, she exposed every single dirty little detail about Mendeecees, Kendra, and even some secrets about Kirk that nobody saw coming. She started off real calm, telling people that she had been loyal to Mendeecees for years, that she had stood by him through everything, the jail time, the baby mama drama, the scandals. And what did she get in return? Lies, deception, and the ultimate betrayal. Then she pulled out the real receipts, screenshots, voice notes, bank statements. She named names. She called out exact locations of secret meetings. She even mentioned a side chick that nobody had even heard about before. And then, because apparently Yandy came with a whole PowerPoint presentation, she pulled out something nobody was ready for. A recorded phone call. Not just any phone call. A call between Mendeecees and a woman. A woman who was not Kendra. Not Yandy, and not even one of the other side chicks people already knew about. This was somebody N.E.D.O. And when Yandy played that call on Live, the entire NET broke. Because in that recording, Mendeecees was begging this mystery woman to just wait a little longer, saying he was handling things and that he was tired of pretending. And that was the moment Yandy looked straight at the camera and said, "So tell me, Mendeecees, what exactly were you pretending about? Because it sounds to me like you've been living a whole double life." Boom. Message up. Game over. At this point, Mendeecees was FINISHED. His name was trending worldwide. The memes were out of control. Fans were calling for Yandy to divorce him immediately. And Kirk, even he was shook. Because let's not forget, Kirk thought he was the one exposing Mendeecees. But the way Yandy just flipped everything on its head, it left him speechless. And then, just when you thought this story couldn't get crazier, Kendra popped up. Now listen, Kendra had been laying low ever since Kirk exposed her. But once she saw Yandy airing out everybody's business, she panicked, because now it wasn't just about Mendeecees anymore. Now, people were asking questions about her too. So what did Kendra do? She tried to clear her name. She hopped on her own Instagram Live, trying to say that she was set up, that Kirk and Yandy were just being petty because they were mad about their own relationships. But baby, the internet was not buying it. The comments were loaded with people calling her out. Somebody said, "Girl, set up where? You were out here sneaking around with Mendeecees and got caught. Oh man." Another person said, "You better log off before Yandy drop another recording." And listen, that's exactly what happened. Because Yandy, she wasn't done. She pulled out one last bombshell, a text message exchange where Kendra was literally BGJing Mendeecees to make a decision before she had to move on. And when people saw that, it was over. Kendra was canceled. Mendeecees was canceled. And Kirk, well, he was watching this whole thing unfold like a telenovela, because at this point, even he wasn't sure what was gonna happen next. But here's where the story takes its final, most unexpected twist. Because just when you thought Yandy had gotten the last laugh, Mendeecees fired back. Out of nowhere, he posted a cryptic message on Instagram that had people scratching their heads. The post was just a black screen with white text that said, "Since we airing out secrets, let's talk about what really happened in Miami, Yandy, baby." The way the NTRNET went crazy, people were foaming at the mouth trying to figure out what he was talking about. What happened in Miami? Was Yandy hiding something too? Was this about another cheating scandal? Nobody knew for sure. But one thing was certain, this war was far from over. Because if Mendeecees still had ammo left, if there was still another layer to this mess, then baby, we are looking at one of the messiest love and hip-hop scandals of all time. And you already know, this is just the beginning. So what do y'all think? Did Yandy do the right thing by exposing Mendeecees? Is Kendra really the biggest liar in LHH history? And what do y'all think Mendeecees meant by that Miami comment? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this drama is not over yet. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because baby, this tea is far from finished brewing. And that's just the beginning of this messy saga. You already know there's more drama coming, and we're gonna keep you updated on all the tea. So make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss an update. Turn on those post notifications because trust me, you don't want to be the last one to know when the next bombshell drops. And if you love this kind of drama, check out our other videos because baby, the tea is always hot over here. See y'all in the next one.